Hi guys, welcome back. This is Kadian Snow. So I'm posting about my fourth book. This is it. What I Wish I Told My Mom I Was Raped and Silenced. So this is a book I wrote in 2021, and I wanted to write it because it's been my little secret for the past 26 years of my life, or 20 odd years of my life. I kept this secret about my trauma, about me being raped, and I got raped at a very young age. Now, today I was coming home on the bus and I was crying. I was crying because I realized that a lot of us go through these traumas, and we sometimes get scared of speaking up and not realizing that if we stop being silent, we could help save others out there. And last night I was listening to this live with a popular TikToker. I don't know if a lot of you guys watch TikTok like how I watch it with some of these TikTokers. Her name is Destiny. And Destiny, as you know, she lives in Switzerland and she's transgendered. But Destiny shared a story which many of us aren't even that brave to share about ourselves. Destiny said when she was 10 years old, while she was in Jamaica, going home, one day somebody pulled, some men or a man must have pulled her in a bush and raped. Destiny is a boy, but she transitioned to a girl. Destiny got raped at the age of 10. And then she was getting abused by her own family. I don't know if after she got raped, she decided that this is a lifestyle she was going to live of being gay, but she's been living a certain lifestyle. Destiny wasn't the only one that I hear speak about it. When I was in college, there was this guy, everybody knew he was gay, Lincoln. And Lincoln, I remember one day he talked about it too. He said when he was in Jamaica, a group of men raped him when he was going home from, I think, school too. They pulled him away and had him in the bushes and raped him. And today I was reflecting on my life and I said, oh my God, I could have saved a lot of kids, because I never told anybody I got raped until when I got married. I told my ex-husband, because I called my ex-husband my best friend and I used to share a lot of things with him. So I felt like I could confide in him about this trauma that I had, and I told him. He went and told his mom. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into all of that because his mom said that was the reason why I was the way I am and blah blah blah, but I'm not gonna bash her. What I'm saying is that we oftentimes experience rape trauma, abuse trauma, and we internalize it and get silent. When I got raped between the ages of 6 to about 9 or 10, it was by a family member, my Aunt Joan's husband, who molested me and raped me. And from there, it made me have a trust issue with men, because I said, if this man is in my own family and could do that to me, why would other men who don't know me in my family, what would they do to me? So it put a fear in me from very early about being around men and trusting men and wondering if they would do that to me. So when I got raped, I didn't tell a soul. That man told me his name was Blue. That's what them call him. That man told me he would have killed me if I ever tell anybody the stuff he was doing to me, touching me, having me do all these little stuff to him. I realized he was trying to get me to do fellatio. I'm not sure if I did it because I don't remember, because apparently I block out some of those stuff from my memory. But I know he raped me more than once. And the funny thing is, when this happened to me, it was when my grandmother, my great-grandaunt Agrita, she left me for 6 months and came here to America. 6 months, and that was when my trauma started, sexual trauma. I was in agony and pain. Every day I used to pray and I said, when she coming home, when she coming home? Nobody knew why I was so eager to have her come home. But I kept it to myself for years. As I said, 26 years, my lips was zip, because I made up my mind and I had to choose between life or death, because that man said he would have killed me. And I said, if I open up my mouth and talk about what he was doing to me, what would he have done? Because I was a kid. I didn't know any better. That gave me shock, fear. I made up my mind. I said, I'm choosing life. Because, you know, I didn't know I could have spoken up and tell my mom. When I finally tell my mom as an adult, my mom said, Kadian, had I known you went through this, I would have killed him. And she said that she would have told me to come back home. Because, as I said, my mom had me at 14. Maybe they felt like, you know, my mom don't love me. My mother and father love me a lot. They always tell me they love me. But people think because my mother and father wasn't raising me meant that they didn't love you. A lot of people raised with their own parents and don't have no love around them. But my mom always reassured me that no matter what, she loved me and she wants the best for me and wants to protect me. My mom said if I shouldn't have kept it a secret, and had I known that, I could have told her. I didn't disclose it to a soul. I tell the first person I ever tell about. My secret is my ex-husband. I was gonna call my first book Secrets Unfold, but I changed my mind from calling it that and called it F Him and Keep It Moving, because that was how I felt. And I never really disclosed much about that trauma in there, but in this book, which is on Amazon, I talk about that. And I've met a lot of persons. When I was in the hospital doing therapy, there's so many young people, older people, men, boys, who have been molested, raped, abused, and we don't talk up. Is when it affects us in a bad way, negative light, mentally, emotionally. When we break down so much, we finally speak up. I was to the breaking point when I remember when my grandmother came back and my grandmother started saying, oh, she's gonna send me home because she said I was acting up, but not knowing that that man had done those stuff to me as a kid. I never told her. And when my grandmother was passing away from cancer, and I remember the Lord was telling me to go and tell her what happened to you. I couldn't tell her that this is what this man had done to me. And not only him, but another cousin, Ukel. I confront him the other day. Thanks to this guy named MJ on Instagram, would give me the courage to see him speak out about being abused as a gay man. And it made me say, if these people can talk about their trauma, why me as a woman should be silent? I said, if I ever had a kid and a man molest him or a woman, because women do it too to men and to women, I said, God no, God will be unto you, and if me find out, because I not spare you, I protect my child. And sometimes we as parents should always listen to our kids when they say they don't feel comfortable going around so and so. You know, this person is a man or a woman. Listen, because you could help to save them from a lifetime of pain and agony. Remember me telling me I cry because I said I could have speak up years ago from I was a kid to help save those other kids. Apparently the blue who raped me, he was doing it to other kids. Because when I confronted his daughter, Jody said to me that she suspected. So I said, but Jody, if you suspected it, why didn't you come and nudge me, Kadian? That my dad ever touch you here? My dad ever do anything to you? Something not right. But she said she never feel comfortable in asking me. These days, if my sister them tell me anything, I say, did your dad do this to you? Tell me no. I demand it from them, because I'm not gonna let them go through years of pain because he's your dad. So I'm saying this to parents: listen to your kids. Don't just trust a man for go be their kids and leave them around your kids. They molest them and them frighten your pitney, and your pitney stay there for years and suffer. Speak up, save somebody else. I could have saved those other kids who were being molested by my molester. I could have saved them from years of pain and agony, but I didn't know who to turn to, what to do. I was scared, and I said, I'm not gonna be ashamed and scared. Let's stop shaming victims. Let's stop being silent. Let's speak up and fight against predators, abusers, manipulators, pretenders, everything. We have to change. And go and purchase my book on Amazon. What I wish I told my mom. I was raped and silenced. Thank you.